October 16th, 2018. Carmen Yulín Cruz is the mayor of San Juan, Puerto Rico. She's been a major critic of President Donald Trump. Earlier last month, September, this feud between the two escalated. Carmen Yulín Cruz accused the president of being delusional, paranoid, and unhinged from any sense of reality after he questioned some of the claims by Puerto Rico's government, including Carmen Yulín Cruz, questioning the death toll specifically, saying that they sabotaged efforts as well. And there is some evidence of that Puerto Rican government potentially sabotaging relief efforts. Donald Trump thought that it was to make him look bad. It was done by the Democrats. It's basically orchestrated by the Democrats in order to make me look bad, Donald Trump says, as him look as bad as possible, when he was successfully raising billions of dollars to help rebuild Puerto Rico. If a person died for any reason, like old age, they just added them onto this death toll list to make the toll sound worse than it officially was Trump's claim. And again, there's other evidence that some efforts may have been sabotaged in order to be able to say that there were problems with more problems than there were with the relief efforts. Today, Carmen Yulín Cruz, mayor of San Juan, has had this ongoing feud with President Trump. Her offices have been raided by the FBI. Headline just from 2 hours ago saying FBI raids San Juan city offices weeks after Trump alleges corruption. So Trump specifically pointed out this allegation of corruption. He alleged that there was corruption going on with the local government at San Juan. FBI agents just raided the municipal building today amid this investigation into purchasing practices conducted by city officials, including the mayor, Carmen Yulín Cruz. Video posted on Twitter, they link to, shows several uniformed FBI agents proceeding into the building Tuesday morning. A local journalist noted that dozens of FBI agents were involved in the raid. Spokesman for the agency, the FBI, has told a local news service that today's raid was related to an ongoing investigation into whether the mayor's office and other city officials had shown favoritism when the city agreed to a contract with the company BR Solutions for $4.7 million over 2 years. It does sound like this investigation had been ongoing. There were some rumors about this potentially happening, this corruption probe. The FBI did not make an official comment on that back in June. There's a Fox report we can look at as well, but they have actually raided the offices as of today, so they are officially saying, confirming that this investigation is ongoing. This is part of the investigation, today's raid. They say that in this report from today, they say that BR Solutions, this company that's part of this potential bribery or corruption scandal, BR Solutions is owned by a local Puerto Rican businessman, O'Neill. He has donated to the campaigns of several local politicians, including Cruz, the mayor. According to local news service, give a quote, says the raid helps us to confirm whether the allegations or irregularities are substantiated or not, says a FBI spokesman. He says we are filling out a search warrant looking for documents and evidence that can support the allegation of favoritism, he added. This report goes on. He said the raid came several weeks after President Trump singled out Mayor Cruz. President Trump had singled out Cruz while attacking Puerto Rican officials for the slow recovery efforts on the island, accusing the municipal officials of allowing widespread corruption. So this was the quote, reads, "It was a total mess. It was corrupt, couldn't be worse," Trump said in an interview last month. The storms hit and they said, oh, let's blame Trump for the electric. Let's have Trump fix the electric plant, which takes a long time to rebuild it, which is a big deal. Cruz reacted to the raid in a series of tweets today. She's claiming that her office is fully cooperative with authorities. couple tweets been translated in the article from today saying, at the moment, members of the FBI are intervening in the municipal tower of San Juan. My instructions, as always, are of total collaboration, Cruz wrote in Spanish on Twitter. At this time, I do not have more information. We all have the duty to collaborate to clarify the situation. If someone has done something wrong, it must be subjected to a due process and face the consequences of their actions, she added. So that's what she's saying in response today. A few more details they're given in another report from today. Quoting the same spokesperson for the FBI, additional quote says, this search will help us confirm if the allegations are true or not. We will look through every document, bill, email, anything that will let us clarify the claims. They say that the raid required a number of FBI agents who have occupied several floors of the building. The spokesperson has also said that this is the first time the FBI has raided the building, this particular building, according to the local outlet. And there had been, again, some claims that there was intentional sabotage of efforts that were made by the federal government to help victims. So the Washington Times report just from a few weeks ago, just a couple weeks ago, they were saying President Trump, he had said that statehood for Puerto Rico was an absolute no. And he again called out the mayor, with the mayor of San Juan as incompetent as she is, said Trump, and as bad as she is, Puerto Rico shouldn't be talking about statehood until they get some people that really know what they're doing. That's what Trump said. He's calling out the mayor. He blasted Carmen Yulín Cruz, the mayor of Capital City, as a horror show, who was so disrespectful to military and federal emergency management agency responders in the aftermath of the hurricane. He accused her and other leaders on the island territory of intentionally botching FEMA deliveries. CBS News reported this month that millions of water bottles, you may have seen some reports on this, there were reportedly millions of water bottles that had been left on a tarmac on the island, basically left to rot. It was claimed that it was FEMA's responsibility to distribute them, according to the executive director of Puerto Rico Federal Affairs Administration. So there was back and forth on who was responsible for that exactly. There was also, in a follow-up, their article just referencing these millions of water bottles again that were just rotting in Puerto Rico that had been delivered but were never distributed. They say that at the time, there were several appearances made by Yulín Cruz where she went around to bash the president. She appeared on CNN to bash Trump, also attacked the president in the series of tweets that we just looked at the time. Puerto Rico Secretary of State has basically said that Yulín Cruz is responsible. She's Puerto Rico's politician. She's responsible for politicizing the entire disaster. He named her as being one of Puerto Rico's politicians who has politicized what happened. And they also point out something interesting that was reported locally from a June report, local Puerto Rican outlet, been translated. So this was not widely reported, but they're saying that Yulín Cruz has been absent from Puerto Rico, and she's been involved in politics in the U.S. She's been accused of neglecting her personal duties for political reasons to further her own political aspirations, and in other outlets as well. But this one quote, they say, so far this year, the mayor of San Juan, Carmen Yulín Cruz, has been out of Puerto Rico for 52 days, just at that time of the year, just that was midway into the year, apparently tending to activities with different organizations and delegating the functions of her job that she was recently reelected to she's been delegated, the functions were delegated to former vice mayor of the capital, Rafael Joam. So let's saying subsequently there have been 11 executive orders issued by Cruz to designate vice mayor as interim mayor while she is outside Puerto Rico. They expand a little bit more on that again, and just in reference to the broader corruption probe before the FBI was confirming everything that was going on back in June. I just mentioned that Fox article, and they expand on that point too. Here they say the administration of the mayor of San Juan, Puerto Rico, their administration, who shot to the mayor is shot to international fame after criticizing President Trump for not doing enough to help in the aftermath of this hurricane, is being investigated by the FBI on corruption charges, according to a local outlet. That's what they were saying back in June before the FBI confirmed it. Mayor Carmen Yulín Cruz, her administration are under fire for allegedly obstructing critical supplies from reaching victims of the Category 4 hurricane, pointing out they've been accused of obstructing these critical supplies from reaching victims, part of this alleged sabotage that was going on. They say the FBI reportedly launched the investigation following a February lawsuit from a former director of procurement claiming she was retaliated against for reporting alleged irregular acts to the local comptroller. February 21st, she sued the city council after reporting alleged acts of corruption in the shopping division in the town hall under administration of Mayor Carmen Yulín Cruz. Report says that she's claiming that she was punished for reporting on the allegedly rigged system, and that she was blocked from her right to report wrongdoing in her capacity as a private citizen, not as a public employee. Shortly after Cruz became mayor, she claims a supply company was granted preferred supplier status, which paid them more than 3 times what the regular suppliers made. She also alleges that other city officials engaged in a corrupt scheme to steer business the preferred supplier's way. Concerns about Cruz are not new. There's been a growing backlash from frustrated residents who say that they feel forgotten and say that the mayor's personal political ambitions are coming at the expense of the very people that she's supposed to be representing. So again, just kind of adding on to the point from the last article. Give one example. At a time when residents needed food, water, and shelter, Cruz hired extra photographers to follow her around post-storm. She comes out, goes on television, and pats herself on the back. Says Simon Menendez, a small business owner in San Juan, told Fox it stopped being about us a long time ago. Another resident says that she feels like a political pawn, but complaints from constituents are largely being ignored. Instead, Cruz's feud with the president over recovery efforts have turned her into a liberal star, and it's a role she seems to be relishing. Her global close-up has morphed into a parade of self-promotion. It's come on numerous television shows. I talked about this tour that she, something of a tour to bash the president. CNN was part of that. She also went on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. I've talked about the connection between Colbert and Hillary Clinton's former campaign manager, John Podesta, in the past as well. Interesting that Colbert would choose to have Cruz on and help raise her profile. Several other outlets she's appeared on as well. So this raid is taking place today, reportedly. I guess we'll get some update now that the FBI is actually confirming that the investigation is in fact taking place as well. So let me know what you think about everything that's come out today. Reminder, I am over on patreon.com/realityreader. Thank you everybody that donates over there. It makes a huge difference. Even $1 or $2 gives me some extra time to put back in the channel. Keep talking about these issues. I have a link in the description for patreon.com/realityreader, as well as a PayPal link and links to the articles that we looked at if you want to look at those in full. I'll follow up with more info soon. Thank you.